out to play. Warriors, come out to play.
Time. Greetings to my warrior. Greetings. How are y'all all feeling today?
Doing good.
You doing
I'm
good?
doing all right. How are y'all?
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So, y'all, today, this is going to be a introduction meeting. You know what I'm saying? I want everybody to, get familiar with one another. One thing about AS that I've learned, since I've been diagnosed is they call it the silent disease. Like, okay, we can have it. A lot of people may not know about it, or it's not really too much awareness, brought to it. Being on TikTok actually showed me. My kids be like, "Dad, we be on TikTok all the time." Look, it's a reason I'm on TikTok. I enjoy it more than y'all sometimes. But being on TikTok actually showed me that it's a community of us. You know what I'm saying, y'all? We are not alone when it comes to this. So, I just found the need to go ahead and bring us together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe that we are our support system. Sometimes when we don't have the support system. So I, give everybody time to introduce themselves, and I want to know, when did you find out you were diagnosed with AS? I'll start it off. My name is Oso. That's what everyone's called. My real name is James. Everybody call me Oso. I was diagnosed with AS at the age of, I think I was like 17, 18 when I first found out about it. It started off with just like a back problem. It wasn't really visual at the moment. It was just a lot of pain. But yeah, mine started off at around 17 when I found out. I was diagnosed at about 20. I was about 20 years old when I got diagnosed, and they told me, yes, that's what it is. It is AS. What about you, Miranda?
Hi, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I first symptoms started at 20 after I had my son. And then fast forward to 25, I had food poisoning, and that triggered it on full force to a 1 year journey to getting diagnosed officially and starting meds at 26.
Mm, mm. Okay. What about you, James?
Okay, well, I was a truck driver for many years, and I'd always walked hunched over ever since I was young. No one knew why. No one understood why I was walked hunched over. And they thought maybe it was due to an accident I had in the oil field when I was 21. And then when I was in 2021, um, my ex-wife now, we thought I was having a heart attack, so we went to the doctor. Everything turned out fine. I went to the doctor, and he's like, everything's fine with your heart. I want to find out why you're walking like you are. Have you been hurt? Have you gotten hurt? I'm like, no. And so he ran a bunch of tests, and he said, I have suspicion of what it is, but he ran a bunch of tests and did the HbA27. And so at age 44, I found out I had ankylosing spondylitis, and it was already so progressed that I was because nobody ever caught it. It was already so progressed that I was already fused from my neck all the way to my tailbone.
Ooh. Whoa,
so I found out I had it at age 44.
Whoa. So by the fact that you found out so young, you wasn't aware that you were fused at a young age.
I wasn't even aware of what it was. I thought maybe I was just walking hunched over and just walking funny.
Ooh, wow, that's crazy. That young.
How
What about you?
I passed all these physicals being a truck driver all these years, no one can figure out how. But when you're a truck driver in the state I live at, as long as you pass the drug screen and you can bend over and touch your toes, they don't really ask questions.
Yeah, don't worry about all that. Agreed. Totally agree. What about you, Kimberly?
I found out, I'm gonna say it might have been about 2 years ago. My aunt actually has it as well. And I don't have pain as much. I do notice it sometimes, like when I walk for a long period of time, and then I noticed some of the symptoms that she had I was having too, like the walking kind of hunched over a little bit, or I'm not gonna say hunched over, but when I walk, I can't hold my head up like everybody else can. So like when I
Mm-hmm.
walk, I hold my head down. And my sister sent me a TikTok of this man going to a chiropractor, and it was like 20 years of back pain, so he cracked his back. And I went to the chiropractor and I was like, hey, crazy thing, my sister sent me this. Can you do this? And so they were like, no, we actually like to go through and do the x-ray and see what you have going on health wise before we do anything like this. And I said, okay. So when he did the x-rays, he said, I can't diagnose you, but I think that you have something called ankylosing spondylitis. And he showed me where the bones in my neck were fused, and some of them, like right at the bottom of my back, a few of those were fused. So then I went to another doctor and told him what was going on, and that's what he diagnosed me as. But I had went to another doctor before and got tested. I tested negative, and they told me, well, I think you might have a mild case of MS, and that's all they said. So that's how I ended up finding out from going to the chiropractor.
Have anybody ever had a doctor to like not come out and say, "Oh, you're lying," but like not believe you? Have anybody experienced that before, like with the doctor?
No, I never went to a doctor about it. So no one ever, I wasn't able to lie about it because I never went to a doctor about it. I went to the doctor to see if I had had a heart attack.
Right.
I
It's
was
just
refused treatment because a doctor told me that it's a man's disease. So women are not likely. It's less likely for women to have it. And where women present themselves, they present themselves in their necks. I present myself in my SI joints like men. So they said I can't have it.
whoa, and that's crazy.
Well,
That's crazy. They did it.
I will tell
Go
you
ahead.
this: your doctor's a liar. Women are more susceptible to
Yes,
get it than men
that is
are.
crazy.
Yeah, that is
That is
crazy because I had a doctor tell me that it was more prone in white men as well.
Yeah,
And
they told
hmm
so
me it's more in men, especially in the hips and SI joints. That men, whenever he did see women, it was in the neck, and I don't have any neck problems. So he was like, "You can't have this disease," and mine's non-radiographic. So I have non-radiographic. So I have like the pre-AS. You know what I'm talking about?
hmm
So I don't have damage yet. So I have pre-fusion but no fusion.
Okay, I see. I see. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? Because yes, I've heard them all. Like it's only it's more common in men, or it's more common in the Caucasian nationality, and that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because like as you see, we are all different nationalities, men, women. We all suffer from the same thing. When it comes to doctors, I have a love-hate relationship with them. Because I believe doctors, they're practicing. Doctor, it's a
Right.
practice. Everything they do, it's a practice. So they're still practicing, especially when it comes to AS. Um, I'm not sure where the clicking is coming from, but if everybody can mute their mic until they speak, then we'll figure it out.
Let me figure out how to mute my mic.
It should be. I don't know what it looks like on y'all, and I think it's like a mic
I don't
only.
hear it now.
Yeah, it's one of the ladies.
Kimberly, I think it's you.
I have my mic muted.
Okay, yeah, you good. You good. All right, yeah. So now to see like that it does happen, more often than normal. Like I said, it makes it lets me breathe a little. It lets me breathe a little. Let me know that I'm not in this alone. I am fused in my neck as well. As you see, it's hard for me to move. Like I can't physically turn
Yeah.
my
It
neck to the
it's
left.
hard for me to move too. The first time I saw one of your videos, the very first time I saw one of your videos, the first thing I said is he's got AS. I didn't even
Mhm.
have to read any of your comments or any of your diagnosis. I saw your video and I'm like, he has ankylosing spondylitis.
Already,
I'm sorry, I don't
and
mean
it's a
to interrupt, but is anybody else hearing the crackling noise? I'm muted, but I'm still hearing.
Yes, I hear it, and it's definitely coming from your end. What I would say is try to go out and come back in and see
Okay,
if that's fix it. Sometimes that'll happen.
okay.
Okay, yeah, sometimes that'll happen. If not, I'm gonna probably have her just set her phone on something stable, and maybe that's what it is. Like her just moving around a lot. Yes. But yeah, my neck, my neck right now seems to be the worst. Like I do have fusion in my spine as well. I've been hunched over for a while. I've been hunched over for a while, but the worst I would say right now is my neck. I'm like 5'9".
Yeah.
As y'all see, like I love being outside. I do lives, I interview people, I do photography. I do a lot of things that I have to be out in public and in people's face. And the worst thing for me is like talking to someone that's taller than me. If that makes sense. Like when I'm out in
Yeah.
public and and people that don't know, they tell me, lift your head up, man.
You
Put
know,
your head
do
up.
you realize? Do you realize how bad it sucks where you can't raise your neck to look up at the stars with your kids? I
Yes.
mean, I mean, you have to like move your whole body and like lay on the ground because you can't tilt your neck back.
Yeah.
And that's why I have to drink out of bottles and straws because I can't tilt a soda can.
Yeah. It's the same way. Miranda, do you you are pre-fused, but has it affected you to that nature as of yet? Like you have to, you really can't lift your head, or do you use straws when you drink, or are you able to like actually lift?
I'm able to lift. I have flares in my neck, so I know exactly what you're talking about with the neck situation. So when I get a flare, I get flares from head to toe. Like I can, from a toe to a finger, from my chest to my neck. I've had two main flares in my neck, and it was so bad. I remember I couldn't even drive because when I got in the car, I had to go like this because like you can't turn my neck. So when I was driving, I was like, "Holy cow! How am I supposed to drive? Like this is bad." This is bad. Like, and I can just imagine how people have it in their neck all the time. Mine's in my SI joints all the time, so I can just imagine. I've only had two flares in the neck, and that's bad.
Mm. Miss Kimberly, you sound a lot clearer now. You good? You crackling not on your side? No, I'm on your side anymore.
No, I'm good.
We good to go. Can I ask you a question, Miss Kimberly? How has AS affected your life so far?
Um, I will say it's affected me as far as like um doing certain things with my kids. I'm not able to be as physical as I can with them. I do as much as I can, but some things I can't do because of this. And I'll say more so on like a um emotional level, it kind of gets to me because people notice it. I was just telling my sister yesterday, I seen one of my friends that I used to hang with a while ago, and she spoke to me, and like I said earlier, when I walk I have to hold my head down, so my head was down, and I had to fully turn my body to look, and she
Mm-hmm.
was like, yeah, hold your head up, and I'm like, if only you knew
You know, right?
why I couldn't, then
Exactly.
you wouldn't have said it. But and then you got people who make their comments, oh yeah, I noticed this, or I seen this, or they feel like I can't do certain things because of what I have going on, kind of, gets to me sometimes too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really
You know,
deal with
Exactly.
pain as bad.
It
I have
does.
some days where it kind of hurts once I walk for a little while. I feel it in my back, but I manage with the pain. It's just kind of other things that get to me.
Yeah.
yeah, I feel that. I feel that on another level. I understand that. What about you, Miranda? How has AS affected your life?
Well, I think the one thing that like sucks is pre-disease, I guess you want to call it, or even the beginning stages of where my disease wasn't where it was controlled is you take for granted all the things that you used to be able to do. Like I used to be able to work two jobs, take go to work all day, take my kids to go to the playground. I used to be able to go to the gym. I lost 80 pounds one time and I was a gym rat, and it's just all the accommodations. That's the word I would use. The accommodations that you have to make, the accommodations, just planning to go to the grocery store, planning to take your kids to the water park, planning. It's like pre planning because okay, if I do this, I'm going to be out for the next 24 to 48 hours. If I do
Yeah.
this, and like you have to I work a full time job, I work from home. So I have to work okay, I have to work. These are the days that I work. I take a PTO day just so I can sleep, so I can go to a birthday party like the next day. So it's just all the accommodations and everything that has to do with working your pain and your fatigue and your I had taken infusions, working all of that into your life. It's a lot of accommodations, a lot of accommodations, and then flares. You never know when they're gonna hit, and when they hit, they hit.
Oh yeah.
That is true. What about you, James? Like, how has it affected you?
Man, at night when I go to sleep, there's times at night, you know, me and the wife are not together anymore, but there's been times where my like limbs fall asleep or go into cramps. I'm not talking like just just one arm or whatever. I'm talking both arms, both legs. And I went from having to do trigger injections. They've done so many trigger injections on me, King, that they have just said screw it on the trigger injections, and now they have got me on like regular pain meds because they said now the only thing we can do for you is make you comfortable because you're such at a late stage of this disease where there's not a whole lot we can do for you than give you the Humira and pain meds. And then not to mention the fact, like she said, I can't go out and throw a football with my kids. I can't play tackle. You know, I'm only 48 years old and I got kids that are in their 20s and I got 3 grandbabies and a new one on the way, by the way. We found that out Thanksgiving. And then you can't do things with your kids. And then when, you know, I can't go out and I can't launch a ball 30 or 40 yards anymore. It strains me to drive. My kids get scared when I drive because my legs fall asleep. And I mean, it just affects your whole body. And I went from being a truck driver and a healthy 180-pound guy. I weigh 110 pounds now. And my kids have gotten to the point where they want to take my driver's license away from me because of the way my limbs fall asleep when I'm driving. And it's just really hard on you, you know, because you have to face reality. They want you to be safe, but you also don't want to lose some of your old life either. And I mean, it's just, I mean, you know, I can't pick my grandkids up and hold them for long periods of time because I get tired. Like she said a while ago, I get tired real easy. I go to Walmart and you walk Walmart and within about 100 feet, you're hunting for one of the mobility shopping carts because you can't do it
Right.
no more.
Yeah.
And then I went from not having a primary doctor to now I have a primary doctor and 10 freaking specialists.
Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. You know, AS is crazy. It's definitely tricky. You know, one thing about me, I do positive affirmations day in and day out because half of this disability is definitely mental. You know, whether you believe it or not, you know, most of this is definitely mental. You know, you can become put yourself in a depression stage, you know, just thinking about certain things, you know, of this nature, you know, not being able to do things with your kids. I'm in a relationship. I have a younger woman. She's beautiful. She's very active. She's like, I want to go to the mall. I want to go to the music. And I'll be like, you know, and I don't really want to feel like a burden sometimes, you know. So I think about that a lot. You know, I think about that a lot. Sometimes I feel as though maybe I should just step out the way, you know, so you can go ahead and do the things you want to do, you know. But to rebuttal that, it's all in, you know, a lot of it is in our mental, you know, you guys. Our support system, like our children. If you're in a relationship, if you have someone around you and they're trying to genuinely give you that help and trying to genuinely support you, take that support. You know what I'm saying? Take the support. Definitely take the support because there's not too many people out there. I mean, it's people out there who wish they had just that little bit of support, if that makes any sense. So definitely take the support. How you doing?
Good. How are y'all?
Greetings. We have another warrior with us. I think your name on IG is Miss Phoenix, right?
Yes.
Miss Phoenix. So right, your name on here is Miss Nay. How you doing, Miss Nay? Can you introduce yourself?
Yes. I'm Phoenix Rising, and I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2009 and ankylosing spondylitis in 2018.
Now, everyone here just sharing their journey, you know. So you came in definitely at a good time. Before I move on to the next question, can I ask you, Miss Nay, how has AS affected your life since you found out you've been diagnosed with AS?
Well, it affected my life by the mobility part. Um, I think I can do things in my mind on my own. However, a lot of things, um, as you can hear, my speech, sometimes it affects my speech. Um, Everyday things like grocery shopping, just taking walks, long walks, relationships, the inflammation part of it, the depression, um, just things of that nature.
Mm.
Things,
Before I move on, could you explore more on the relationship? Because I was just touching on the relationship side. Our warriors
okay,
here was talking about their kids. How they're less able to go out. Throw the ball with them, be active with
yeah.
them. Mine was more of the relationship too. So can you give me a bit more about like the relationship, like how it may affect?
Well, I was married for 30 years, and when I got sick, my spouse, my ex-spouse, then did what he could do. But however, I think he could handle a lot of the not being able to be intimate
Mhm.
uh, without pain, things of that nature. Just be not been able to move around. I can play with my grandkids to a certain extent. However, when the fatigue hits in, I can't do anything but get in bed and lay down.
Yeah. I feel it. I understand that. Anybody is free to ask questions. I definitely like how Miranda did it. She put it right here in the private chat. Because the question is not just for me. And you guys
Right.
may have questions as well. Miss Miranda asks, what type of medications are you guys on right now? If you are on any medications, me, I don't take medications. I smoke. I smoke marijuana, and it makes me feel great when I'm not feeling as good. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy smoking. I don't abuse it, because you can abuse it, but yeah, I do use it like medication.
Hey, abuse the fire out of it, man. You cannot overdose on it.
Oh man, I can dig that. So no medication for me at the moment. I have tried Humira. I didn't really like
Mm,
Humira. Humira started other things for me, if that makes sense. At first it was just AS, and then after I started Humira, I had to go see the gastrologist. They wanted to
mhm.
go on my stomach, and they saying I had inflamed bowels. It was so much. I started to mentally feel depressed. Y'all see me? I'm high energy. This is me. I wasn't that. I wasn't that person. So I immediately stopped Humira. And like how they said with James, they just tell me, hey man, all we can do is make you comfortable right now since you don't want to take this medicine. And it's like, okay, well, it is what it is. What are you, James? Any medicines that you want right now?
I take Humira, and then I luckily have a pain management doctor that, because I'm on hydrocodones, he allows me to have marijuana in my system because I have a medical marijuana card. I'd like you. I don't abuse the marijuana. I only use it to a go-to. I don't dare drive while I'm on the hydrocodones. But because of this disease, I also am prescribed Valium. So they on some of that kind of stuff, you got to kind of like pick or choose. Like you can't
Mhm.
take too much of this and then too much of that because I'm on hydros and Valium both. Um,
Mm,
so because of this disease brought on anxiety and depression and all kinds of crap because you know I mean I got hit with a lot of stuff in 21 and in 22 and then 23. I mean when I found out I had ankylosing spondylitis, and then later on I found out I had what's called hemiplegic migraines, which makes your body react like it's a stroke. And then I got hit with the fact I have COPD and asthma. And then January of this year, I don't usually talk about it because it's in remission right now. I got hit with stage 4 cirrhosis of the liver. And it's because I used to be an alcoholic.
mm.
But I haven't had a drink in over 7 years. So
Yeah, keep it up, my man. My man, keep it up. It takes a strong person, so definitely keep that up. Most definitely keep that up. Um, I'm in this AS group. I try to find different AS groups. Because I just enjoy, conversing with people, that, deals with the same thing. The AS group that I'm in, it's not really in, how can I say, we don't really talk to each other on there, if that makes sense. People upload different things, but we don't really interact with each other. That's another reason why I started this, because I'm like, I want to talk to you guys. I want to see how you feel. I want to see how did you get through this. Like, boom, I want to be more interactive. But I came across this on the AS, and I want to ask you guys this. This is about work. Like, do you guys still work? I did hear Miranda say that she does at home work. She does a lot of at home work. But do you guys still work due to the disability? Like, I was a teacher before this. Like, my 9 to 5 was teaching. I enjoyed going to school. But now I don't have it in me. If that makes, I don't have, by the time I get up and I get dressed and, I make my coffee and stuff, I'm ready to go lay back down. You know what I'm saying? It's like my day is over with by the time I get through that. So I don't really have the energy. I'm like Nate said, the fatigue feeling hits me more than I want to. So I'm unable to work a 9 to 5 now, even if I wanted to, and I do have children. I have 8 children to be exact, so to be able to provide for my kids right now, it becomes a struggle. It also put me in my entrepreneurial bag, if that makes sense. That's why I take photos, I do interviews, anything I can do to generate an income and not get in trouble, because I ain't that type of guy. To stay out of trouble and generate income and be here for my kids, I'm going to do it. But as far as a regular 9 to 5, I'm unable to work that at the moment. Miss Miranda, what about you?
I work from home. I work in collections. So I work Sunday through Thursday, 8 to 5, and then I also make scrunchies and I sell them at farmers markets once or twice a month. So it's
cool.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty lucky. Like, my company works with me. Like, if I'm having a flare and I have to come in late, I can just stay later. If I have to take a day off, I can work another day, because we're open 7 days a week. I can work another day out of the week. So I got really, really lucky the last 3 years with this job and like the flexibility of it. But I don't think I would be able to, if they made me go into the office, I wouldn't be able to continue it. Like there's absolutely no way.
Understood. What about you, Miss Kimberly?
I do work. I'm a bus driver and I'm a teacher assistant. So I am gone from 6 in the morning till 6 in the afternoon. I also have my little side hustle where I make shirts, hats, cups, just for the extra income, because the school ain't cutting it. It does get very tiring, I must say. But I have to push on because that's my source of money, and I really haven't told my job. They do know that I get infusions because I have those every 6 weeks, and I have to take off work for it. They don't know what it's for. I know they see the physical, like how I walk and all of that, but they don't know my situation. So I am working.
Okay, I can see that. Miss Nay, you with us? She's in and out. I see.
She went dark.
Yeah, she's in and out. So okay, let's move on, because this group isn't, we definitely want to talk about, the hard times. But I want to know, how do you guys, get through it? My term, the thing that I use is pain into power. That's my slogan. You know what I'm saying? In anything that I'm in, I always try to figure out, how can I turn this pain into power, some way, somehow. And like in my other group that I'm in, they call them weekly small wins, and I like that. You know what I'm saying? They say, what is your weekly small win? So I want to know, this week for you guys, from you guys, or it's the beginning of this week. So last week, let's start with last week. Can you name a small win that you guys have, you feel as though you have accomplished? For an example, Thanksgiving. I don't normally do too much or whatnot, but I got out on Thanksgiving. I went to go see my family. I stayed out. I can only take people in doses, You know, sometimes I'm like, be here for like 20 minutes and I gotta go or go back in my little bubble. But I stayed out. You know, I went to go see my family. You know, I conversed with people. I was outside. So to me, that was my small win, you know what I'm saying, for last week. And I'm proud of myself. You know, I'm proud of myself. Miss Miranda, any small wins for last week?
I traveled to go see family 3.5 hours, and I made it back. I'm paying for it now, but I did it. I did it. I can barely walk today, but I'm just like, I got it done.
There we go. There we go. Okay, let me kick this one out. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. What about you, Miss Kimberly?
I don't know. I can't say that I've had any small wins. I mean, I like that idea, and I think I'm gonna start doing it. I pretty much kind of stay to myself because of this. You know, it's around family, and that's it. But as far as like going out, I don't like to do it. So I'll make that a goal for this week.
Agreed. And just a rebuttal on that, I look at this as a small win for you, Miss Kimberly, because you know we chatted a little bit, you know what I'm saying, at DM, just for you taking this initiative to be here today, you know what I'm saying, and sharing yourself. Not too many people can be transparent. You know what I'm saying? Like, not too many people can get up and be transparent, you know, and let people know what they're going through. So to me, right here, you're starting the week off with a hell of a small win. You know what I'm saying? So, and I like that. I'm gonna start checking in with y'all. Y'all checking with me too. Also, what's your small win this week? You know, let's start checking in with these with each other. I see your message, Miss Nay. You can hear me now, Nay? Miss Phoenix. I think it's your sound. You might have to go out and come back in. Could you hear me, Miss Nay? Yeah, you may have to go out and come back in.
She may have her mic muted.
No, I can see her mic. The mic is on. I don't think she can hear us. Can you hear us? Yeah, I don't think she can hear us. You might got to go out and come back in. Small wins. James, what about you? Any small wins for last week?
Just being around family, basically. I mean, I had more people here than I normally have here. So I mean, we try to do a Sunday dinner here every week with me and my kids. Like you, I have 8 children, seven of them living.
Can somebody write in the private chat to Miss Nay and let her know, just go out and come back in? So you know that'll help. Thank you. Go ahead, James.
But like you, I have 8 children, 7 living, and so my kids are my everything. And we try to do Sunday dinners almost every Sunday. And we were going to actually cancel this Sunday because we did Thanksgiving, and we went ahead and did it tonight.
That's what I'm talking about.
So that's a win.
I agree. I totally agree. Let me see if I can get Miss Nay back in here as well. I totally agree. All right, so like pain in the power. You know, when I say pain in the power, when I'm not feeling, you know, my best, when I'm not feeling 100%, whether if it's mental, you know, whether if it's physically, again, I try to find a way to turn my pain into power. Can you hear me, Miss Nay?
Yeah, I'm back.
There we go. Okay, before I move on, did you hear us talking about the small wins for the week?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so we try to basically I want us to start coming up with small weekly wins. You know, I know it'd be a lot for us sometimes, but I believe taking one step at a time, even if it's an inch of doing something that we not used to doing or haven't done in a while. I look small weekly wins, something that we have accomplished. Last week, do you have any small weekly wins that you feel as though you have accomplished?
Well, I can say my big win for the summer, I started working out again, and it would take me about an hour and a half to 2 hours, maybe 3, to work out because I would stop and rest. However, I pushed myself too far this summer and had to go to the ER. Ooh. But this was still a win for me because I was pushing myself too hard and found out that I had a fractured a hairline fracture in my pelvic.
Ooh.
So I'm on bed rest. However, the 3 days that I've been on bed rest, I've been able to get up and move around and walk. So I feel like that was a win for me. Um,
Yeah.
to be able to get up and start back working out, even though I had a slight pause. I'm like this. I'm not going to let this disease take over me or anything like that.
Mhm.
I'm still going to push forward and try to have I'm do the best I can for today in this moment.
Yeah. Yes. I want to just say, Miss Phoenix, your page, right? It inspired me, right? Because I don't work out as much as I used to. But every time I click on your page, you want I'm like, forget this. I gotta put the phone down. I gotta get it in. Even if it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes a day. If y'all not following Miss Phoenix on social media, on TikTok, y'all most definitely have to. Because sometimes it takes just that little motivation, to see someone else doing it. And I'm like, I know she goes through what I go through, if not worse.
Send me her
But
page. Send me her. Hey King, send me one of her videos so I can hit her follow.
Got you. I most definitely got you. Yes. And so I keep it up. When you're able to get back, definitely take it easy, but keep that up because just them videos alone inspire me. And that's what I mean. That's an example like of pain and the power. That's what I mean. Like when you're not feeling it, how do you turn your pain into power? Don't want to keep you guys too much longer, but I want to end on a positive note. I want to hear from everybody, like examples on how you've turned your pain into power, or how you plan on turning your pain into power. To give y'all an example, we were talking about our children earlier, and we were talking about how we're not able to be as active because I deal with the same thing sometimes. I'm not able. I have a son. He likes playing football. He likes basketball. He come up, Dad, I bet you I could cross you up. And he probably can. I'm not even going to hop out there and try, But I try to meet him in the middle, if that makes any sense. So, Miss Kimberly, I make T-shirts and I make outfits as well. He started to be intrigued in it. So that's what we do. When he come home, man, we get into it. We in here, we making T-shirts, we making designs. It don't take too much to do that. We get tired, but I can sit right here for an hour and create a design. Hey, son, what you think about? Oh, no, that's trash. You make yours. I make. We do that. My daughters, they enjoy photography. They love taking pictures. I got them all little 4K cameras, and now we boop 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 boop. I meet them in the middle. I might can't go outside and run around with you. But we can go to a park, and take some pictures. We can go do some street photography. I meet them in the middle, because I don't want to feel like I'm missing out on too much. I do explain to them. I'm very transparent with my kids. I had my son had got in trouble one day. And instead of punishing him, I made him do an essay on ankylosing spondylitis, and he didn't understand like why, and after he did it, he came to me and he said, Dad, I love you. The way he reacts to things now and the way he tries to help out, a little bit more active, it made him understand. I can say this all day. I can say, oh, I'm in pain. He could see. No, he had to go see it for himself. He had to go read it for himself. He had to go write it down, So that's the way, I introduce it to my children as well. Like, let them actually see, be transparent with your children. Be transparent with your mate and let them know like what you're going through. Let them know, because again, that will weed out the people that don't need to be around you. That will weed them out. Like if you can't take it now, what I'm saying? If you can't, then I don't need you. I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? So Miss Phoenix, I felt that on another level when you were talking about your mate. I was previously saying that I'm with a younger woman right now, and sometimes I feel like that, like, oh, she might leave, but look. Yeah. If you're gonna leave, go ahead, because this is me. You know what I'm saying? This is me. It is what it is. It is what it is. Go ahead.
Well, after 30 years of marriage, we ended up getting a divorce, and it was kind of traumatic for me and my youngest. I have 5 children. They're all adults now. However, the relationship part, I still haven't been able to. Well, I'm not even looking at really that hard to find another, say, mate, because I feel like it's kind of hard to explain some of the things that I go through. Because even though dating online, sometimes guys who would call me, the men would call me, they'll see me lying in bed. And they're like, every time I call you, you're in bed. I'm like, when I do what I
Right, you know.
do in the morning, I'm spent. This is what I do.
Yeah.
And I also grow my own food as much as I can, my own fruits and vegetables. I don't know if you guys hit on that, but I changed the way I eat. Although today I ate some ice cream and cookies, that was my treat.
Little cheat, little cheat.
A
It's
little
okay.
cheat. But I try my best to stay as positive as I can. That's my biggest win. I just try to stay as positive as I can
Yes.
at this moment, at this present time.
Yes. I would love to get back into, growing foods and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Without condition, y'all, with a lot of conditions, it's the food. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It is the food, making it worse, creating it, you know what I'm saying? It's the food. So diet is very important. Sugar. Sugar is like my kryptonite. I
yeah,
try so hard
yeah,
to stay away from sugar. My mate, she has it
yeah.
from me, and then I go back and find it, and somebody gave it to me.
That's
Like
crazy. Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
Even though
The
we
only
know,
two the
we
only two
don't need it.
sugary the only two sugary products I put in my body is I have a weakness for Twix and I have a weakness for ice cream. Anything else I eat or drink
see,
does not have any sugar in it whatsoever.
yeah.
I gotta do better. We all have to do better. How is your diet, Miranda and Kimberly, when it comes to AS? Do you feel as though you follow a strict guideline, or is it like, look, I'm gonna eat what I want to eat?
My diet is horrible. That is one thing that I really do need to work on is my diet. I had my gallbladder removed.
Mm,
And as soon as I left the hospital, I went to Chick-fil-A. And
Right
like
back there.
right after that, I have still been eating all the junk food I can, but that was how I grew up. Like if I didn't like the smell of something, I didn't eat it. And so,
mm.
I grew up eating a lot of junk food and stuff like that. So now that I'm 36, I'm trying to change it, but it's very, very hard.
It is. It is. Agreed.
I'm actually on a health journey as well, and I needed to hear a lot of this, guys, because I went too hard in the gym for 45 days straight. I lost 20 pounds. I was a gym rat back in the day before diagnosis, and I went too hard, and now I'm literally I can barely walk. I did something. My back is completely. I've been in pain for 2 weeks, and I got discouraged, and I started eating really bad again.
Yeah, that can
And
happen.
I needed to hear all of this because I'm like, okay, I'm limited. I cannot go hard in the gym like I used to when I was younger, or I can still do yoga, I can still do swimming, I can still do small weights, and I want to get back into it. But I've just been so the last 2 weeks just mad because I'm back in pain, back in bed, back resting. But I intermediate fast because I have stomach diseases as well. So I intermediate fast. They always say autoimmune diseases runs in twos and threes. So if you have one, you always have another.
It
So
is.
I
Yeah,
have I have some stomach diseases. So intermediate fasting for me helps a lot, but sugar is definitely my I had some orange juice this morning and my entire spine was on fire. So I try to stay away from sugar, and I don't drink any alcohol, and I only drink water. So any type of like sodas or anything that I only
You,
drink
you
water.
do need to drink. You need to drink something else other than water, though, like Ensure or something that's got some protein in it.
I lack
That's
protein. I do lack protein. My doctor has
okay.
told me
Let me share a secret with you, because I don't eat like normal regular meals like 3 times a day like some people do. They'll eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner because I don't have a whole lot of an appetite sometimes. I eat a
Mhm.
lot of like beef jerky sticks or summer sausage or things like that. because it's got a lot of protein in it, and it'll help keep you going. When you're not filling up to like a full steak and baked potato meal, eat a beef jerky stick. Eat some summer sausage. Eat something with hamburger meat with very little salt or something like that, because it's meat has protein in it. And I don't know if you're vegan or not, but meat has protein in it, and what your
I'm
body
not, but I
needs
just
is
don't do
protein.
meat every day. I have a lot of meatless days, and I'm a sides person. So I go to a restaurant, I'm just gonna get some green beans and mashed potatoes, like or
Okay, I
macaroni.
see.
That's what I eat. So my doctor told me like you need protein. She's like it's like your blood work, like you need protein. I was like okay, okay.
But like with me, I used to drink regular Dr. Pepper, and in the last year, I have switched from regular Dr. Pepper to Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar, because it still has
Anything
just enough
artificial,
caffeine to satisfy me, but it doesn't have the sugar in it.
the artificial stuff like artificial sweeteners and everything makes me flare. Yeah.
We have to learn how to. It's like we have to untrain ourselves to of certain things, if that makes sense. Like Miss Kimberly said, like when we grew up on certain, on certain things in certain ways. I drink tea a lot, and I love sugar. Like I love sugar. I love sugar. I had to stop the white sugar. I don't like drink white sugar anymore. I do turmeric. Is it turmeric?
No,
Turbinado. It's called
Manuka. Yeah,
turbinado.
turbinado or Manuka. Is it M-A?
The Manuka honey.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect. There it is. The Manuka honey and turbinado sugar, and then I throw a little turmeric in it, because turmeric is good for inflammation. If you guys don't know, so I also add turmeric in my food. It don't really taste too good if you add a lot, so just a little. You know what I'm saying? Like, so add turmeric, stuff like that is good for your inflammation as well. If you guys didn't know that.
Can I interject there? When you're
Yes, of course.
using turmeric, you need to use black pepper and some type of oil. I use avocado oil to actually activate the Q-serum in it to help with the inflammation, or it's not doing any good. You have to use some black pepper with
Black pepper or avocado oil.
Definitely black pepper, but also avocado oil to activate the Q-serum in it to help the inflammation.
That's what. Okay.
Yes,
And
I've heard
also, everybody needs to get their blood work done to find out exactly what they're missing, not from the blood work per se, but I forget what it's called, micronutrients. Because I take vitamin D daily. I take flaxseed oil. And as far as protein, I use pumpkin seed protein because I don't like a lot of meat as well. But I'm low and deficient in iron. So I all need to find out exactly what your body type needs, and eat that way.
Okay. Agreed. So blood work. She said, get that blood work. Did y'all take that information?
Yeah.
Your micronutrients.
Damn.
See, like her down there, when I was with my wife for 21 years, and when we split up in the middle of this year, I'm like, how am I going to do this alone? Because she's always been in my corner for 21 years, and we've got all these kids, they're adults now, but we got all these kids, and I'm like, how am I going to do this alone? And my kids have been a real stepping stone, and the girl I'm starting to talk to now, she texted me one day. She said, I've seen some of your TikTok videos, and we met through TikTok. And she said, before we start getting any involvement or getting to know each other a little better, I've seen some of your videos. I don't want you to lie to me. I want you to explain to me what is going on with you. And so I was open and honest, and it's hard to do because you're afraid you're going to scare them away.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so, and then after being with my wife for 21 years, she was such a backbone in my story, and my kids have been such a backbone. They're like, you are like a Superman. You keep getting told all this crap, and you get up and you continue fighting. It's like you don't have a quit in you. I said, I have no quit in me because of y'all. I haven't. So that's my pain into power is my children. I have no quit because of them.
Respect. Now I feel that. I definitely feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that on another level. I feel that. But when I was in the dating stage, just to rebuttal on that, I used to actually lead with that. I used to actually lead with my back problem because I didn't want I just didn't want all the questions. You know, it came to a time where I met women. They used to be like, you didn't have to tell me that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, I did. You know what I'm saying? I did. So I lead with that. Just like my name is James and I have AS. You know what I'm saying? Like it comes with it. It comes with
it's better to start a relationship open and honest, but versus them. What if you're on a date with them and something happens and they don't know what the hell's wrong with you, you know?
Bingo. So you have to be transparent. Again, y'all, we getting older. We definitely need to figure out who's here for us and who's not. You know what I'm saying? So you can actually start cleaning out and make space for the people who actually want to be here and support you. You know
Now,
what I'm saying?
I don't know if you guys are part of Facebook or not, but they got a really Facebook group called Life of Ankylosing Spondylitis, and I'm part of that group, and I absolutely love it.
It's called what?
Life with Ankylosing Spondylitis. I've met some amazing people through that on Facebook.
I'm gonna look that one up. The one I'm in is called Living with Ankylosing Spondylitis. Again, they have good information in there, but not really intuitive. Like, you know, you don't really talk to each other as much, but they do have great information. A lot of visuals, like people going through things, you know, spots they show, hey, you guys ever been through this? And you know, people different opinions and stuff. So that's why I do like those type of groups.
Warriors, come out to play. Warriors, come out to play.